and I get to be the person that makes it happen for them.
Katie, tell everybody a little bit how you and I met.
I remember coming to your first summit, the one-day summit 2 years ago.
Yes. You ultimately got a client, and then tell them about your secret strategy.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So I am here today with an incredible friend and client of mine. Her name is Katie Schwartz. I'm actually going to let Katie do a little introduction so that you can get to meet her. And today on the podcast, what's really cool is she's going to share an ad win that is completely unlike any other ad win that you've heard on the podcast so far. She's really found a cool way to take the way that she's made 7 figures in revenue and actually add to it with the ad strategy. So hang around because you're absolutely going to love it. And by the way, before I introduce Katie, this is the Win with Paid Ads podcast. So if you have not joined the Win with Paid Ads challenge, click the link below this episode on your podcast or on YouTube, or go to ashleybrock.com/challenge. And you will learn 5 pieces of how you can win, just like you're about to hear Katie do. So Katie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Just tell everybody how incredible you are. Okay, don't leave a detail behind. We want to hear who you are, your experience, and I can't wait to hear.
Absolutely. It's great to be here. My name is Dr. Katie Schwartz. I have a business called Motherboard. So we are a technology agency for small to mid-sized businesses. What that means is we help businesses with all their technology, all their software behind the scenes. So they are truly optimized, everything's connected, and the ideas that they have on how they can serve their clients can really come to life by putting custom solutions together for them.
Yeah. And what's really cool about Katie is she's actually been working with my CFO on creating a really cool business dashboard. So you're pulling in all of our data from Kajabi. You're creating this visual. I haven't seen it yet. I just know that it's amazing. Tell me a little bit more. Like you're connecting things together. Tell me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one of the things, and this is common with a lot of clients, is you have a lot of data for your business. And so for instance, what I've been working behind the scenes for your business on is your financial data. It's in a software like Kajabi that's meant to do really great things, but it's not a really great reporting platform. It doesn't allow you to make the strategic decisions that you really need to make to keep growing your business. And so what we've been able to do is to take all your data and funnel it into a different platform that now is going to let you pinpoint down to the day, to the month, what your sales were, what products were people buying, what did they buy prior to that, so you can really understand their client journey. And then do some forecasting, because we all know forecasting is important, and be able to see like not just where I am today or where was I last month or 6 months ago, but where will I be 6 months from now from committed revenue that you already have. So I'm really excited for you to get it.
I can't wait to see it. Because you think about it, every platform has one thing that they actually created their business for. So Kajabi was created to be a course creator platform.
Right.
Go High Level is another platform that's growing. It was created to be an automation and nurture platform.
Yep.
So all these platforms have their individual things. And of course, there's going to be a reporting section, but it's not a data reporting platform. So Kajabi, there's a report that says, what are your sales and from what products? But seeing it visually.
Yeah. Now you or your CFO at any given time can log in and know that they're looking at literally data that's up to date to the second.
Oh my God.
And be able to slice it and dice it. I know your CFOs are so excited because they're numbers people, they're data people, and now they have like everything that they need in front of them to better inform you as you continue to grow.
So awesome. So for those of you listening, Katie, yes, we're talking about Kajabi, but she can do like any technical problem. Like Katie, if you could say, what are 3 common problems that you work with clients on that you're like, my CRM isn't talking to my XYZ. Like tell us like what those 3 problems would be.
Absolutely. So the first one, what we just talked about, is reporting data, people knowing they have information, but they can't tap into it to do what they want. So that's definitely one of the first ones. The second one is honestly sales and marketing automation for, like you said, Go High Level. This is such a popular tool right now. We do probably 5 or 6 full Go High Level implementations a month for people of like, what do you want your sales process to look like? What do you want to be automated? What do you want to be more personal touch? And how can you take these platforms that have these built-in tools and really optimize it for your business, your offers, and how you want your sales process to look like. So that's another really big one right now that we do for a lot of clients. And I would say the third one is everything AI. AI is everywhere. We know this. There's so many different tools that are, touting that they have AI integrated with them. But I have clients come to me that it's really the most fun part of the job where they have these ideas of like, I want to take AI and I want to integrate it to this process and create this. I don't know. They sometimes just have these wild ideas, and I get to be the person that makes it happen for them. So just like, I am always like, there's always a way. There's always a way to make the technology work together or to find the right tools. If you can think it through in terms of what you want that service or capability to be, I know we can make it happen.
So if I want to talk to the AI bot and have my clients be able to use the AI bot to ask questions to before me, is that something you feel like you could figure out?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, we need to have a separate conversation later. There's so much opportunity.
So much.
I was at a mastermind with Adley a couple months ago, and one of the good connections that I made there, she was absolutely incredible. She has an 8-figure business, and she is so for those of you doing math, that's over $1 million a month. It's so fun. And so I was talking to her, and she is really using the AI bot for her clients and even for her team. Like, it's like, what would Stacy do? Like, they literally go and they ask the bot before they go to her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like game changing. So we're gonna have to have a separate chat about that later. Okay.
Yeah, it's totally doable.
Oh my gosh. So, all right. So Katie, tell everybody a little bit how you and I met, and then we'll talk about kind of your progression with how you got clients before we met, how you're getting clients now, and kind of the secret weapon that you have right now.
Absolutely.
So yeah, how did we meet?
So we met through this. I mean, I discovered you through the Sales Girls, right? We are in the same mastermind. I remember coming to your first summit, the one-day summit 2 years ago. We had never really met before. I think we were on a call together for the mastermind. And you were saying, I'm throwing this event. And I was just, I live in Atlanta, you live in, it was an easy yes to go. And that was the first time we met. And then we obviously stayed connected because we're in the mastermind together. And I joined your program almost a year ago, the end of last June.
That's right.
And yeah, it's been really great. It's been so helpful for me.
One of the things, I say this often, but it's just another refresher and a reminder for everybody that when you pay to be in a room, yes, you'll get the skill, you'll get feedback, but you may get friends, you may get clients, you may get just a community of people that you feel like you can go to, which is invaluable.
Absolutely. We've both invested obviously a lot in our businesses over the lifetime of our businesses.
Yeah.
And, so much of it is, it's not just what you get out of the program. And the programs I've invested in, I've gotten so much out of them. They've all been wonderful to invest in, but it's so much more that I've gotten out of that. Like, if I hadn't invested in one, I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have been able to do your program and learn so much and get so much out of that. And in your program, I met my CPA that I use now. I met clients that... And
I was like, you got clients from the mastermind too.
I did. The mastermind. Who you think you pay to go to a mastermind or to a retreat and you're just like hoping to get out of it, new learnings and things. And I remember coming out of it and being like, Ashley, I think I made like 20 grand in just new clients coming out of it, which is like unexpected, not why I'm there, but an added benefit.
It does not hurt to be surrounded by people who can also benefit from your brain. Y'all, Katie didn't even tell you this. Aren't you an aerospace engineer?
I am. So I always like to say it's my first career. So I went to school. I have 4 engineering degrees. I have a PhD in aerospace engineering. And so that's what brought me to Atlanta. I went to Georgia Tech for grad school, and I just never left Atlanta. But I did that for several years. And then I used to design next generation aircraft. So aircraft that would be flying in like 20 to 30 years from now. And I left that field, and it just wasn't the direction for me anymore. And I started freelancing, just trying to figure out what was next. How do you work for yourself? That whole idea of it. And figured it out as I went, figured out a new niche that I was good at that I could help people with. And that's really what I built my business off of.
So cool. So she's so smart. She's so successful. She can do all of these things. And so I remember meeting her in the mastermind, or I remember meeting you at that one day event. I forget that was like, I think the first time we met in person.
It was, yeah.
And do you ever walk up to someone and you're just like, you're giving immensely intelligent? Like, she's so smart and she's so kind and she's so fun. I'm like, there's so much potential. And I know she was already doing really well in her business, which is cool. But one of the things I say all the time about ads is no matter where you're at, it's just, it can speed you up to the next level.
Yeah.
So Katie, I know that one of your Google ads you got a client from, which was still an incredible win.
Yeah.
But can you tell everybody a little bit about what that win, what like kind of, it took you a minute to get that win. I think it's important to like tell people sometimes it's not magic, even though it can happen quickly. Can you tell everybody a little bit about your progression of what did you try first? What was challenging about that? You ultimately got a client, and then tell them about your secret strategy. I want to hear kind of the progression.
Absolutely. So I think when I had never tried out ads at all before until I joined your program.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any.
And why hadn't you?
I just didn't, I had no knowledge of them.
Yeah.
You know, I knew they existed. It's one of those things where it's like, well, can my business benefit from it? And I just had never had time to learn them either.
Right.
And so if I'm going to learn something and, you know, investing in a program, but also investing in ads, I was like, I want to learn it the right way.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to be a skill. Honestly, doing ads, I saw as something that I can use as a skill and sell like the tech setup behind it, which I have.
So true.
I have clients that I do their ad tech setup. I'm not an ad strategist.
Yep.
But I have learned from you, if you don't have the website, the tracking, the tagging setup, your ads are not going to be what they could be. So that's just it's a revenue stream for me now to do that for people. But when I first got started, I started first with meta ads because to me, that was just the easiest thing to start with for some reason. And honestly, in terms of selling services, I was trying to sell like some of my challenges and things. It never quite hit, mostly because my messaging, we went back and forth with messaging. And it took a couple months for me to realize what was working really well in my business were services that were better advertised on Google. And so it took trial and error and experimenting to realize, oh, actually, people that are looking for me and what my business does, like they're not looking for me on Instagram, they're not looking for me on Facebook, but they're Googling late at night for help because they're so frustrated with their software not working, with their technology just giving them errors, that they're like at 10 p.m. just like, I'm ready to throw in the towel, I need to hire someone.
That's right.
And they're Googling for it.
Yeah,
and so I remember just having this like light bulb moment of, I need to be on Google Ads. So then I, went in and made sure I watched all the content, did a lot of changes to my website with landing pages and all of that.
Yeah, we did your audit.
We did my audit, which was very helpful. And I've been doing Google Ads now. And that in itself is trial and error, the keywords. It's so beneficial though to be the one doing it for your business, to really learn it. Whether you end up outsourcing it to a team member or not, I think it really helped me refine like my messaging. What are people actually looking for? Get into conversations with my current clients and asking them, I know you didn't find me on Google, but what did you Google before you found me? Because then that helps me like figure out what the right keywords were.
Exactly.
And I have found 2 clients now through Google that have more than paid for my Google and Meta experimentation.
Yeah. Katie we're in New York, and Katie's like, well, all the money we spent on Meta that went nowhere, I just made it back on Google. We were like, I knew it would happen.
Call it even.
She's like, we're good now that the testing was worth it and at least paid off.
But I mean, you have to be willing to try.
You do.
I'm always I have the faith that I know it'll work out. I'm going to figure it out, and I might be down a couple months figuring it out, but it's going to come back.
Yeah.
And so just keep going with it. But the latest thing I've been doing, and this has kind of been my secret weapon. And again, it takes time for things to just click in terms of how you can use everything that you learn.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like over the last 18 months between the different programs I've learned so much. And sometimes it takes time for all that learning to click and connect the dots in terms of how can you actually leverage it to the best of its abilities. And so what I've been doing, if you do freelance or anything, you're probably familiar with a platform called Upwork. I use Upwork. That's how I honestly got started freelancing over 5 years ago, and just slowly getting clients, building a good reputation on the platform. And honestly, my success there is what let me start my own business and be able to like stay in this work for yourself mode and really build my business. I've always had great success on there in terms of just refining my strategy of how I apply for things. I have
one thing I want to tell everybody real quick, for those of you that have never heard of Upwork. Upwork is a place where people can go and search for a specific problem, and it connects you with experts. So it's like if someone's searching how to integrate my CRM expert or something, then they would find Katie. They would see all of Katie's reviews, right? And then it shows a little bit about pricing, a little bit, so they can inquire.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of people, you can post your job. So you can just post like, I'm looking to have this done. Here's my budget. And people apply to it. So like I apply to 10 opportunities a day or I have someone that does that.
Katie doesn't.
Yeah. And what happens on platforms like that is they're really great to connect with people, but you can get lost in the shuffle. So these platforms are so popular and a lot of people complain there's no way to be noticed. I cannot find business on there. And I understand that frustration because you could get 100 applicants and it is easy to get lost in the shuffle. But what I've started doing is I put very specific landing pages in when I apply for something, I put very specific book a call links. They all go to my website. Those are all tied to my meta retargeting ads.
Let's go.
And so when they might like click on my profile and then, you get a call, you get distracted. Maybe you forget to go back and find that profile that you liked. They're now getting reminded of me constantly through Meta.
Love it.
And it has my revenue mostly from Upwork has doubled over the past 3 months. And I know it has to do with implementing this like Upwork specific retargeting from my website. And a lot of people don't think about freelancing platforms like that being able to leverage traditional marketing methods to help yourself on there. But I mean, I've made over $1 million just on that platform and I knew I could still do more. And the past 3 months have really proved that.
It's so cool. So the strategy in a nutshell is there's all these other people that are searching for similar things that Katie does. So when she applies, the fact that she's linking to her website means that people are going, and even if they don't choose Katie yet, because they're looking at a bunch of different options, because they're going to Katie's website, because she has her tracking set up, and because she has ads that say, hey, if someone went to this website, follow them around, and because she has likely different ads with the strategy that's kind of our secret sauce, the way that I teach it is a way for her to just be constantly top of mind. And so what's cool is everybody else is going to these other Upwork profiles, and those people aren't thinking about running ads the way Katie is. They're definitely not tracking it that way, but she is, and that's what allows her to stay top of mind. So it's such a smart strategy. And honestly, Katie, one of the things that I get frustrated by often, I get so frustrated when people devalue retargeting.
Oh my gosh.
Because they're like, they already knew me. And I'm like, and your organic posts go to like 2 or 3% of your people. If you actually target, you can get in front of 100% of the people that already know you. So I just feel like we discount the fact that you're top of mind for people that actually knew you already. That's the whole point.
It is.
And
on what retargeting also allows you to do is remind people that you're a real person with a real business. Like, come back to my website and see all of the how established this business is, and have proofs. I have proof sources.
Yes, you
pulls
do.
out my 5-star reviews when they go to my website, so they're able to see my Upwork profile. But then they're immediately attracted to the fact that I have an established business. I have Google reviews. There's real people out there I've worked with. Some of the Upwork and any of the freelance platforms, there's a lot of hesitancy from people of who is it that's actually behind the scenes. You just never know, are you connecting with a real person? But what the retargeting allows you to do is to remind somebody that I have this established business. I have real clients I've worked with outside of this platform, and you're able to build the trust faster.
Later on one of the upcoming episodes of the podcast, we are specifically talking about brand and trust. And so it's really cool that because you've set up your tracking and your tagging and you built a brand that people trust with the testimonials and reviews. I actually have another episode coming up all about testimonials and reviews too. All of it's working together for the good. So you've doubled your revenue.
I have.
It's so exciting. And you've been hiring because of that. Close your eyes for a second, all of us, and think about your revenue doubling. or quadrupling? Like, what does that really mean for you? So now, like, when you think about the fact that you get to hire, what does that mean for like you and your sanity and your family too?
Oh my goodness. It has, I mean, I have hired several people to help support me over the past couple months. And it's just really helping me be able to build that margin into my day to spend it. I mean, you're a mom. We're in the month of May right now. We're in the spring.
Mayhem.
And it is crazy. I have a kindergartner. There are so many school things. And I think about my business is as large as it's ever been, but I'm still able to step away and go to the kindergarten graduation, go to the, like I volunteered at field day this week, which was like mayhem. And, but I'm able to do that and still grow the business and still just keep going with it, which is amazing.
So Katie, last few things before we wrap up. What would you say to someone who is also running a business? They're very busy. They also have kids and they constantly tell themselves, I can't be the one to do the ads. Like, what would you encourage them with?
I would encourage them that they have to be the one to do the ads when they first get started, because it isn't just ads. It's really rethinking like, who's your target audience? Who are the clients you like working with? What is your messaging? And really spending time on all of that is what's going to help you to be able to continue to grow. And if you don't have time and you keep telling yourself you don't have time, the way to make time is to bring people in to help you with your business. The way that you can confidently do that is if you're growing your revenue.
That's right.
And if you're growing your revenue, ads are going to help you do that. It really comes full circle with all of it.
It's like if you are wasting your time being the administrative assistant of your own self and your own business, pay and have someone else do that so that you can learn at least the strategy with the ads.
Oh, yeah.
Get some traction and then have someone on your team take it and run with it.
Exactly. Exactly. Making sure that you understand it so that if any given time you have an idea or you want to go in and change something, like you're empowered to do that and you're not relying on somebody else, but you also know that like it is helping you grow your business.
It is.
Yeah.
Katie, any last thoughts about just reflecting on this last year of something that you're most proud of you?
Oh, that I'm most proud of. Honestly, I'm just most proud of like keeping going. I don't know if you know what I mean, but you know, there's so many times where at the end of the day, it's just like, this is really hard. But then the next day comes and it can feel really easy. And had I let the hard day just kind of make me take a step back and not just keep going and keep figuring it out, then I wouldn't get to the days like now where I can just be like, I can't believe I have been able to grow a business like this. Like 7 years ago, Katie, that still did aerospace engineering, would be so shocked.
Yeah. You know, last thing I'll say, Katie and I roomed together in New York when we went to a mastermind. And like we were in this mastermind investing in ourselves and our business all day long. And we get back to the room and Katie's over there on her cot. And she's over there like, like she's like on her computer. She like does not stop. She was like, I'm going to make sure these clients are taken care of. She would step away, have a meeting, go back. Like you care about your clients so much and so well, which is why you've been able to grow. And I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been really cool. All right. So if anybody's like, well, I have like 20 technology problems, how can Katie help? Where can they find you?
Absolutely. So you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's motherboard. It's MTHRBOARD.co. And that's my website as well. So it's motherboard.co.
Yep. So we'll link here below this YouTube episode and podcast episode. And Katie's wonderful. So I cannot wait to see you on the next episode for more good stuff.